Yo, what's up, world? It's your boy Philosopher here, and yo, do I have a treat for you today? I found this cartoon, a cartoon that is awesome. And now the cartoon is called Symphony in Slang by Tex Avery. And the cartoon is amazing. Now, I'm referring to it as a funny cartoon for certain other reasons, but yes, it is a really good cartoon. And in this cartoon, there's a man who only speaks slang. He only speaks with slang idioms that you can't find in a dictionary and that you do not usually learn much about in school. And that's why I'm here. So what I want you to do, after this video in which I will teach about some of the idioms that he used, I want you to go watch the video. The video's link is in the description, and if you're watching this on vk.com, the video is probably right next to this one. So I want you to watch this cartoon after, or you can even watch it right now to see what I'm going to talk about. But I'm going to get to translating what he was saying. So let's get to it. The first thing he said was, "What's new? How's tricks? What's cooking?" What's new? How's tricks? What's cooking? All three of these are just informal ways of saying, "Hey, how are you?" Or "Hey, how are you doing?" That's basically what these three mean. Simplest one of the whole cartoon. So let's get to the next one. And the next thing he said was, "I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth." I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth. And what this means is he was born to a rich family. His parents most likely had a lot of money. And the silver spoon represents him being fed with something that costs a lot of money. A silver spoon is expensive, and rich people can afford expensive things. Maybe he never had a silver spoon in his mouth, maybe he did, but either way, that is a way of saying I was born to a rich family. So let's get to the next thing he said. "I seem to grow up overnight." And "I seem to grow up overnight" means my childhood went by too quickly. It's like one day he was a child, and then the next day he was just an adult. It doesn't really mean he grew quickly. It doesn't mean he was tall. None of that. It just means his childhood, to him, felt like it went by too quickly for him. And the next day he was an adult. And he probably still wishes he was a kid. So let's get to the next thing he says. "One day at the crack of dawn." One day at the crack of dawn. The crack of dawn is the beginning of a new day. Dawn is when the sun first starts coming up. And at the crack of dawn means the beginning of it. The crack, soon as the sun starts showing itself, is the crack of dawn. The early morning. Next thing he said. "I got up with the chickens to hunt a job." And to get up with the chickens mean to wake up really early. Really early. At the crack of dawn. So, wake up with the chickens means to wake up early. Let's get to the next one. "I got a job slinging hash." And "I got a job slinging hash" basically means he got a job in a restaurant. A restaurant that wasn't very upscale. It's like a low-scale restaurant. Serving things that weren't too good or too tasty to the average person and probably didn't cost a lot of money. So having a job, slinging hash, means you're working at a restaurant, serving food that isn't very expensive or very tasty or very popular, basically. So let's get to the next thing he said. The proprietor was short-handed. I can't help but to laugh. I absolutely love the photo they use when they say this in the cartoon. But yes, the proprietor was short-handed. And that means the proprietor, the owner of the restaurant, didn't have enough people to help him. So this guy in our story was busy doing a lot because the owner didn't have enough hands. When you need help from a person, you can ask them, "Can you lend me a hand?" And lending a hand means to help. So if I wanted to help you learn English right now, I'm doing that. I'm lending you a hand by making this video. So the short-handed proprietor means he didn't have enough people to help him. So let's get to the next thing he said. "But I couldn't cut the mustard." And not being able to cut the mustard means you don't have the skills to do something. For example, I am short. I'm maybe 5 feet 9 inches tall. I don't know what that is in other measurements, but I'm not very tall. And I'm not that good at basketball. So if someone were to put me in the NBA, I wouldn't make any points on LeBron James. I wouldn't be able to cut the mustard. I don't have the skills required to do something that's asked of me. I wouldn't cut the mustard. So let's get to the next one. And the next thing he said was, "So the guy gave me the gate." And to give someone the gate means to kick them out, to fire them, to get out of here. Because in a lot of places when you leave, there's a gate outside of the main door. Like if you own a house, you may have a gate that you have to pass, then you go to your door. But when you're leaving, you have to leave the door, and the last place you leave is from the gate. So giving someone the gate means kicking them out or firing them from a job or even expelling them from school. Just any establishment, you just basically saying, get out of here, we don't want you here anymore. That is giving someone the gate. Next thing he said, my little hole in the wall. Little hole in the wall refers to a place that is very small. A place that isn't very expensive. A place where probably someone who doesn't have a good job would live. Usually alone, because I don't think two people could fit in a dingy hole in the wall. So a hole in the wall is a very small place in which he lives in that isn't expensive at all. So, next thing he said, I was beside myself with anger. And to be beside yourself with anger means you're very angry. More angry than you usually are. That's why he says beside myself. Because like I'm here, if I were really angry, it's as if I'm beside myself. Because I'm not me anymore. I'm so angry, it's not even me. So I'm beside myself with anger. And in the cartoon you see anger there. Just ignore anger. But he's beside himself with anger because he's more angry than he usually is as himself. So beside yourself with anger means very, very angry. So that's the end of the episode for today. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned new stuff. Be sure to add me, vk.com/Veloczko. That's me. And subscribe to my YouTube page to see all my videos. And definitely check the description so you can see the video. Or if you're on vk.com, you can just check the video next to this one and you'll see it. So please, the story just gets much better. Now I'll make a part 2, part 3, part 4 if I have to. I just want to make sure you understand everything. So I'm out. Later.